you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Master League Online. In this series I'll be using my top 3 leagues, Association League, Catenaccio and Continental, and the aim is to win all the league based competitions and team level based competitions. Now in previous episode we have used our Association League, which was our Association League is team level 1, our Catenaccio is team level 2, and our Continental League is team level 3. That's how I make a lot of points. I mean, I have over 500,000 on my Galactico League. I do play coach mode a lot as well, but that's the key. Have your leagues in different team levels, so that means you'll be able to play in all competitions. So in previous episode, our Association League with team level 1, we have actually won the team level based competition, which was Junior Cup, and we won the Association League Cup as well. And then we switched to our Catenaccio League, which was team level 2, and we have won the Catenaccio Cup and Reserves Cup, which was for team level 2. Now in this episode we're gonna create a team level 3, so that means we can play in a team level based competition which is semi-pro. The eligibility for it has to be a team level 3. Now we've already won the Continental Cup, so we're gonna win the team level based competition, which is semi-pro. And then after that we're gonna switch to our Catenaccio League, which is flexible for me, sometimes to make it team level 4 or make it team level 5 for my MLO Star series, but at the moment we need to win the semi-pro cup. So this is what I do. I always create a team from scratch. I spend a lot of time to buy players with specific cards, abilities that switch the formation that I'll be using and switch the tactics that I'll be using. So I buy particular players for every position with particular playing card and attribute. Check our team. I save you the time for me buying 23 players, so I've bought the team already. I'm going to talk you through it, which player I've bought and why. However, the reason why I've saved, I didn't show the buying the whole 23 players, because this video will end up being almost half an hour long. But if you don't mind that, I promise some of my fans, when I create a team level 4, I'm gonna show everything, how I buy my 23 players from scratch, or at least the 11 players. But for this episode we make it shorter. I've already bought the team here. As you see, it's team level 3, and this is our squad, and I am using Italy's World Cup formation. This was the exact formation Italy used against England World Cup. So this is our first formation. I'm going to talk you guys through the formation. This is our first formation. We start with it, and these are my sliders. I like my players to stay close when I'm passing, also kind of pressure up the midfield so I can win the ball in the midfield and counter with 1-2 passing and pass and move. And if you were winning by 2 goals, you know, it's minute 60, I switched to my second tactic, which is a little bit defensive here. It is defensive, but at the same time I've got my 3 players pressure and upfield, so that means I won't just be pressured badly because I'm playing defensive. And if I'm losing, I've got my third tactic here, third formation, and my sliders are, I have wide support range because I want to spread the game out and create chances. I don't want to attack directly. If you rush it, you will not get a goal back. And frontline pressure, I want to pressure, defensive line high. Attacking, I want to overlap with my center backs and my full backs in case my strikers get marked. I have no problem with man marking because I always switch. Another trick, guys, when the game starts, you can actually, your opponent will see your first formation. Keep it on your first formation if you want to trick your opponent. Now your opponent will see the American Altidore and he may man mark him. And during the game, if you feel like he's been man marked, all you have to do is switch to your second formation. As you see, Altidore is there. So the opponent will see this. He will man mark Altidore with his center back or defensive midfielder or whatever, and as soon as you switch to your second tactic, which is Altidore on the Vinegar, his center back or defensive midfielder goes to the wing, so it will leave a space empty here for Florenzi or Jankovic or my center midfielders. Now reason why I can turn these guys into defensive midfielders as well, but I don't want to go super defensive because I like to score as well, otherwise it will just be boring. So therefore, when you play a player as a center midfielders, those 2 center midfielders will join for attack as well. But if you make them a defensive midfielder, they will not leave the pitch. They will just stay in your own half. So that's another good tactical tips for by player rules. my combination play, here we go guys, this is my combination play. I use hold up the ball, so I can see here Florenzi on the ball, Altidore comes for a pass, and then you can see my winger Jankovic going in. This is very useful. And my second one is a crossing dummy. You know, that player on the ball could be my fullback, could be Jankovic, could be any winger, and you can see two strikers coming in the box, confusing the opponent which one is a target and which one is a decoy. And one of my favorite one is the diagonal dribble. You can see there my midfielders on the ball, Altidore, my striker, makes a run into the box. The opponent thinks, you know, I'm doing a long ball to him, but you can see a centre midfielder overlapping. Again here's my striker making a run forward, midfielder on the ball, and my winger, fullback, whoever is in that position, it will overlap, and that will give me a chance. Now, I normally take my time and use combination play if I know I can't break my opponent, or just switch tactics. Another thing before you start as well, make sure you set your set pieces to the right player. Long free kick, of course Sherna, he's 94, you know, short free kick, just go through all that. Players join attack, don't do that. Well, I don't do that because Altidore is a beast up front. So that's about set pieces, combination play, formation and tactics. Now we're going to go through the players, why I bought them. Now when it comes to goalkeeper, let's actually go back to the other menu. It would be easier for me to show the player rating. Having 23 players is very important if you are playing in a competition. Now the reason why I've got those two goalkeepers is because consistency is very important. If you go through the search, advanced search, and if you set your goalkeeper attributes to your consistency, you can actually see all the highest rated players, all the best goalkeepers have the consistency very high. So it's one of the very important attributes for the goalkeeper that I've found, and we're gonna check it here. You scroll down all the way to the bottom, consistency, and another two attributes I like in the goalkeeper is a reasonably good 101. High ball doesn't matter anymore, you know, you can really long goal glitch as well, but speed and explosive power is very important for rebound, so the goalkeeper will get up quickly, but not all goalkeepers have a high of that, as certain ones. So as you can see, all the best keepers are actually have a high consistency. You can see here, if you go through overall rating, you can see here the best goalkeepers, Neuer, Buffon, Cech, you know, all the highest rating has a high consistency. And another thing guys is this is a German goalkeeper, he's actually newly added. This is going to be one of my signing for my MLO stars as well. Okay, let's go back to the team and go through the rest of the players and why I bought them. What am I doing here? Okay, no. Why I bought them, and just quickly, there we go here. Okay, Konjalo. Now I need an anchorman, so that's Konjalo and anchorman. At the same time, I have a Rabiu as well. Rabiu as a destroyer, and I have Park Ji-sung. He's a box-to-box. I have Mazurski. He's an offensive center midfielder. So my mid is very balanced. I have defensive midfielder and a balanced midfielder, which is box-to-box, and Mazurski is very offensive. Here I have Florenzi as a whole player. Sometimes your striker gets marked. Florenzi is very offensive, will barge forward into the box for support. And Jankovic, I need a great passer, a player that can hold the ball, more like creative playmaking, with a good dribbling and lofted pass, and normal pass and long ball pass accuracy. Okay, Jankovic. Why Jankovic? I need a second striker. It has to be a creative playmaker or a dummy runner. I have a dummy runner, Coites, as well. But Jankovic, I need a player with high lofted pass, low pass, and long pass, so I can have a quick 1-2 or pass and move here. So this is the main man here, this is a creative playmaker. And when it comes to my center backs, I have Marquinhos and El Khaturi. These guys have a good, reasonably pace and explosive power. At the same time, they have most defensive attribute which I want in my defenders, which is covering, interception, ball winning. These are the main attributes. My left and right back offensive midfielders, because I'm playing narrow at the front, for the first time in my Continental League, I actually use offensive fullbacks. Pascual has an early pinpoint crossing card, and at the same time As you can see, his control spin, so I can curve the crosses in, and lofted pass he's got 87. So my style for this is gonna be a lot of crossing game. And Sherna, you all guys know about it. One of the new players that I bought is Di Silvestre. He's got a new face. Blind from Netherlands. You saw his gameplay against against Spain. He was amazing on the flank, making all these passes. Meyer, the German, he's got amazing stats. I can use some of his pace. He's got 87 explosive power. Not much of a passer, but I can use a little bit of a pace, especially for second half when opponents' defenders are tired. I can use him. I can take advantage of his pace. And Lakina Traore is one of the new players added as well. He's a beast. He's like 2 meters tall. And Gamiero, what's special about Gamiero is his elusiveness. He is amazing, stealing himself from his marker, from the defenders. He's always on the run, always stealing himself between the defenders. And one of the other attributes, great attribute, is the explosive power. So when he is stationary, he can burst speed like a Ferrari. One of the cheapest defender, Dailena, he's not nothing. I've used them like at Dailena and Imrabu. I keep them since my team level 1 because it's one of the best cheap defenders you can have. I mean, look at this guy, long ball accuracy 80. Now, because I'm mentioning long ball accuracy a lot, that doesn't mean I spam long balls. I actually do not use L1 and triangle for lofted long balls at all. I use early cross and high ball or high cross. There's variety of that, so that's the reason why I have them. Now, quickly go through here, the new players that I've bought are actually, while we all know on the subject, you can see here, Meyer from Germany is actually has a, he's got a new face. You can see it here, it's updated. Before the patch it wasn't. You can see Meyer here, his face has been updated as well. So is Code, however you pronounce it. And one of the other players is Ardator. Now, what I like about this guy is his sombrero card. It's amazing when your back is on the goal and you just flick the ball on the defender. And his body balance, his headering. Because I'm playing a crossing game, I like a strong striker up front, however have a good finisher behind him. Lakina Traore, you can see he's got a funky hair now, and he's a target man. He is great. He's more of a like, well, I can't compare him to Ibrahimovic, but the reason why I like tall strikers and strong doesn't mean that I can run with them. They can actually hold the ball, and they're amazing for headers. So this is one of the cheap players you can buy as well, guys. So this is our team level 3 ready, guys, to compete in semi-pro. We have won all the previous competitions, as you see in my previous MLO episodes. So I'm gonna give this team a couple of quick matches to see how they are, what players need to be changed, and then I join a semi-pro competition. In the next episode, guys, you will see me using this team in semi-pro cup, and they will see how they're performing. And I normally play a competition, you know, 3-4 matches, and any player who's rated below 550, I will release them and replace them. But because I spend a lot of time to buy the players with specific cards, attributes, you know, I spend almost half an hour to create this team, and almost every time I join a competition I win it in the first time. Sometimes, you know, it's unlucky, or I face an opponent who just destroys me simply without excuses. He's better than me, but that's what I do. So before we end this episode, I'd like to show you guys my new custom kits. We have a theme of PES 2015 emblem, and you know, the pitches hours text on it as well. So I'm very excited to use my new kits, believe it or not. And as you can see here, this is our 4 new kits, and you'll be seeing me watching using those new kits as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any question, just comment down below on the video. If you like the video, give us a thumb up. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to see me in the next episode using this team competing in Semi-Pro Cup. Would like to thank all my current subscribers for the support. Your support is very much appreciated, guys. I've been PESEP. Until next time, ciao for now, guys.